We know that there are some glaring inequalities and disparities in Boston, from healthcare and life expectancies to housing and net worth. But what about your local grocery store? A group of local teens had suspicions food cost more in their neighborhood, so they decided to investigate. They're part of the Hyde Square Task Force, a community youth organization in Jamaica Plain. And they found that the Stop and Shop in their neighborhood charged more than $30 more for the exact same groceries at the store's location in Dedham, a well-off Boston suburb. That's a 15% disparity. Two of those young sleuths join me now to discuss their findings, Eunice Yo-Yo and Danny Vargas. I should note we reached out to Stop and Shop for a comment and to invite them to join our discussion today. But at the time of this taping, we've not heard back. Eunice and Danny, thank you for joining me. I'm so excited to be here. I am an investigative journalist myself, and I just want to congratulate you and tell you that this is the type of work that we're also proud of doing. And so congratulations. I'd like to start a little bit with, can you explain to me a little bit about what your task force does? How about you, Eunice, you start?
Hyde Square Task Force is a youth development organization located in the Latin Quarter of Jamaica Plain. We do a lot of different work, like civic engagement and community organizing, which is what we're part of. We also focus on Afro-Latin music, dance, and theater, and we allow youth to explore those, and also post-high school career education. Basically making youth more well-rounded and allowing them to have a community outlet in which they can use their talents and their creativity at an after-school program.
I love that. Can you just tell me your age also?
I am 15 years old.
15. And Danny, how old are you?
I'm a young 18.
18 years old. Can you tell me how you started this investigation? Why did you come up with this? Where did you come up with this idea?
So a couple of youth at Hyde Square wanted to overlook the effects of inflation in their community. They then found an article where they had a few details spelled out, and inflation due to low-income neighborhoods and high-income neighborhoods, such as ones in JP and Dedham, they found that on average people spend more money in low-income neighborhoods than they were to do in high-income neighborhoods. So they wanted to test that. The youth then went over into the Stop and Shop in JP, and they took a couple of pictures of certain food items where they then compared those to then Dedham. They took the same amount of food, they took pictures, and then they then compared them and found that the average spending was $35 of difference. So then we conversed, and we wanted to do something about it.
That's pretty spectacular finding, really. It's something that you often suspect when you go to different stores, but to actually have decided to do that sort of primary source documentation is impressive to me. So for you, how did you feel when you confirmed these suspicions?
It was kind of flabbergasting in a way, because, you know, you kind of go grocery shopping, you're just like, did I pay like $2 for this the other day at this location? But then you're just like, oh, maybe I'm just like remembering something the wrong way. But when you actually compare the receipts side by side and you see that you're spending 18% more in your own local neighborhood, you're just like astonished as to and confused as to why the prices have been different at the same store that sells the same exact brands and the same products.
So astonished and confused. Were you able, as part of your investigation, to find out why there's such a disparity in foods in different communities?
We have tried again and again to contact Stop and Shop and see why they market the way that they do, but unfortunately, due to several weeks and Stop Shop being a proprietary business, they unfortunately have not given us a clear answer onto why they keep marketing the way that they do and why low-income neighborhoods pay more than those with high-income neighborhoods.
Danny, how does it make you feel to discover that, to substantiate those findings?
It's a tough pill to swallow. Average on week, I go to Stop and Shop maybe 3 to 4 times a day. Sometimes my parents just go out into the week, and then they buy the groceries, they come back here. We usually have a food stamp, and that keeps us supplied. My father works, and he usually brings up the money that we need in case the food stamp runs out. Unfortunately, no, that's not always the case. Sometimes maybe money is low, and we've used the food stamp already in like the first couple of weeks. So now we have to depend on my dad to have the rest of the groceries come in, such as maybe rice or eggs. Maybe there's no milk in the fridge. And to see it all gone, it's partially due to Stop and Shop because it's the grocery or supermarket that's right there across from my neighborhood. I live in U.S. Census Tract 812, and I've been living there for 15 years now. And it feels like I've been robbed for 15 years.
That's so compelling. Thank you so much for sharing all of that. So you tried to reach out to Stop and Shop, and they gave you no answers. Mm-hmm. What else have you done to amplify your findings, which are outrageous and exactly what you said, important for people to know because these are real people's lives?
Well, just like we're doing right now, we've gone out to the media to try and advocate and let the world know about what's going on and what we're finding in our community. And we've received a lot of feedback and a lot of comments from supporters saying that they've experienced the same thing at different Stop and Shop locations in their own communities. And right now what we're trying to do is go out to different community leaders and organizations and present our findings and our research and gain more feedback and insight as to what we can do to take action on this issue before doing anything.
Have you talked to any lawmakers? Have you brought it to the State House?
We are on the way to a meeting with some Boston City councilors about this issue. And tomorrow we have a meeting with the Massachusetts Attorney General, or the Cabinet of the Attorney General on this, about this research and this issue.
That's so incredible. I'm just curious, you had mentioned that you have aspirations to be a journalist.
Yes.
I feel like you're definitely going in the right direction with this type of work. This is exactly what you love to do, to have amazing findings and bring them to people who can make a difference. So what's next on your agenda? Do you have other plans in the future after this?
After we've discussed with the Attorney General, we plan on meeting with more people, those who have power to then make a difference, because one of our goals here is to have food equity spread across throughout Boston and the English Channel, the East Coast of New England. Food equity is a major issue. Some people don't have the necessary funds to supply themselves with nutritional food, and they may often or not just end up buying maybe junk food or maybe stuff that's very low in cost, which then leads to them being either malnourished or sometimes even obese if that's the case.
Have you considered expanding these findings to sort of, when I do investigative work, generally you find a really great sort of anecdotal thing and then you kind of build on it. Have you ever thought of kind of expanding your findings to?
Yes. After we've discussed with local community leaders and Boston City councilors, and we've received feedback, we want to take action. And not only is this an issue that is happening just in Jamaica Plain and Dedham, but we've also learned that this is spread throughout all of Stop and Shop's location around the Northeast regions. And so we would like to see if Stop and Shop can make their pricing more equitable across these different locations, and we would like in the future, if it's possible, to expand this project and make prices more equitable for all communities.
Have you seen other research that's looked into this in other communities? That this is a widespread problem?
We haven't seen it firsthand, but we've gotten a lot of firsthand accounts from different people who have contacted us about their local Stop and Shops and how they've went to different locations that are near them, and they've been experiencing the same exact issue as what we found in our research.
It's really very impressive work. So last thoughts for you, Danny. What do you want people to know?
I want people to know, or we want people to know, that although Stop and Shop is a very big corporation and there's at least 400 or so stores around all of the U.S., sometimes corporations should be consistent in their wide diversity. Food prices should be the same in general locations, but to have some places higher and some are lower, whereas people with less money are paying higher prices for the same amount of food products, it's outrageous.
Well, thank you both so much for coming. Really great to meet you, and I hope to see you in the newsroom again some other time.
Thank you.